Baba TV every time fire and just keep it higher in the rest of us, Almighty God, you know. Great man, live on, man. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, man. Pay prophet, man, with the 7th down here. Bob Marley, see me now. King, priest, and prophet, Marcus, Garvey, word come to pass. Don't forget about for God, some great man. Prophet, this thing to them, like I come to pass the pagan. Baba TV, we coming from the grassroots. Babylon, fill out the grass, youth. Out of Iraq, they cut to Ras, you. We not go water down like that, you. Baba TV, from the grassroots. Babylon, fill out the grass, youth. Out of Iraq, they cut to Ras, you. Baba TV, no water down like that, you. Don't be the truth. They no teach you about Marcus and Farrakhan. Now Gandhi and the great man, Malcolm X. They no teach you about the mystery. But the one no teaching about Buster Man thing. You the teaching about Marcus Garvey. You the teaching about the great Lenin. We want to know the history about the great Gandhi. Paul Bogle, me want the mystery. Baba TV, move fire, come the liquor century. I'll punch up on the microwave, vice versa. Camel got the incident, and we never forget. Green beer killing, and we never forget. How many don't trust a man, Babylon did today. Me coming from the grassroots. Baba TV.
Oh shit!
Bezo, what's good?
What's up, Mr. Baba? Yo, check this out, Conscious World. This is the brother Baba, Baba TV. Yo, y'all need that conscious information, man? Check them out, Baba TV.
I give a shout out to Baba TV. When I'm home relaxing, I always watch Baba TV. Whenever you get a chance, check it out. Baba TV, #1. Peace out. Of course, we're for Baba TV always, brother. Always.
Peace.
Today, tomorrow, forever. Give a shout out to Baba TV. One love right here, Big Will in the house on 25th Street. Peace.
We on live with Baba TV, family.
Facts.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't hear you, brother. There we go. There we go.
Go ahead. All right. All right. Go right ahead, brother.
There you keep going out on me, brother. I don't know where we're going because your mic keeps going muted.
Okay, we can hear you loud and clear. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Peace and blessings, family. You already know who this is. This is Brother Ashante, and I represent Fitness Fuel and Fire. And Fitness Fuel and Fire is a firearm academy where we bring firearm understanding to our community. We've been in business for about 10 years now, all right? And so I've been on the spearhead insofar as informing the community, especially Bronx, Brooklyn, and the Harlem world, excuse me, about their rights, their gun rights, way longer and way before New York City passed that new concealed carry law. All right. So I'm into personal training. So Fitness Fuel and Fire is all about fitness. Fuel is about proper diet. Fire is everything in the firearm games, from soup to nuts, from the very beginning to tactical training and so on and so forth. But fortunately, or unfortunately, I should say, being here in the East, up here in New York, almost a greater majority of the community are not familiar with firearms, not familiar with firearm operations. So we can't really get in to the whole training aspect until we edify the community on their rights, on what it is that they need, and all of the things that they need to have in place to start this odyssey. So Fitness, Fuel, and Fire, this is what we do. And you cannot be a part of the firearm game and talking about from a survival position, from a position of surviving and not be in shape. You cannot be overweight with a bad diet. We get caught in a similar Hurricane Katrina type situation or COVID situation, and you're not able to walk 2 to 3 miles, carrying a backpack, carrying your firearm, carrying whatever it is that you're going to need to make it. Fitness, Fuel, and Fire. Talk to me, brother.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Give us a talk about the training of, because you take people out on the gun ranges and stuff like that. Talk about the training that you give.
Well, first, I say from soup to nuts. So from the beginning, a lot of the members of the community, their understanding of firearms is not proper training. It's surviving, having whatever you have to have, and doing whatever you need to do in this time in which we find ourselves. So that's what we talk about. But once we get them in a classroom setting, we've discovered that they know very little about firearm handling, firearm safety, the different calibers of munitions, all right? The language that's necessary, proper grip, proper stance. So we start from the very beginning. And so if you are not familiar, and we talk about your children as well, we do a wonderful program where the children can be a part of the program, but we try to bring our people along because, again, I said earlier, here in the East, I'm discovering, or in New York in particular, our people are familiar with firearms from one perspective, but they're not familiar with the proper firearm safety and how to handle a firearm. They're really, really reckless. So what we do is we bring that whole thing together for you. Total training from the beginning to the end, from coming to the class, getting your certifications, all the way to filing for your New York City firearm concealed carry permit.
Brother, how hard is it, and especially in New York, to get, because I know you have your concealment, your carrier, and it's, from what I understand, a little bit tighter in the city than it is up here in upstate New York. How true is that?
Good question, brother. Good question. They're going to make it difficult for you to deter you, okay? But it's a part of your constitutional right, so you can have that. Now, what I do for the community now, anybody who's interested, I send you a checklist that's given to me as a firearm instructor given to me by the city. And if all of the things that you have in place that's on this checklist, you go right through easily, no problem. The problem comes in for the majority of us in the community, insofar as the brotherhood in particular, okay, specifically speaking to the black male, because they put us in a situation early in our lives where we make one mistake in an immature state of mind that tends to block us all the way through. And I'm talking about a felony A, B, or C. Okay? But we work with that too because we have legal people in place. So it's not as difficult as you may think, especially, now let me compartmentalize here, black man. I'm talking about especially if you've been walking clean, fairly good, got a job, man, easy, easy, especially the sisterhood, the sisters who don't have records, okay, that are working for the city, driving the bus, working for the police, working for social service, and you doing well, easy, easy. And if you do have a situation insofar as a jacket, we talk about dispositions, okay, understanding that if your situation is bad now, New York City doesn't do any expungements and they don't forgive. Okay, let's understand that from the very beginning. However, they do issue what is called a certificate of relief of disabilities. And we can help with that because we have a legal situation with Fitness, Fuel, and Fire as well. But if we can obtain that, that restores your rights. And once we present that with your application, you're in there. It's not as difficult as you may think. You've been made to believe in New York City. And yes, years ago, you couldn't get a concealed carry. However, you can always apply for your premise permit. You were always in a position in New York City, and I'm talking about way back, Dr. Khaled and beyond. You were always able to get your paperwork. You just had to do it right and be right. And just you weren't able to carry concealed, but you were always able to get your firearm permit in New York City. And I have been saying this 10 years ago. Now, saying this, the brothers and sisters who had taken advantage of the science and who were issued what they would call in New York a premise permit, which means you can have 5 firearms on that license, but you couldn't carry concealed, but you could own 5, you can go to the range, you can do things. The people who own that permit, when their time to come to renew, all they need to do is call Brother Ashante, take the 16-hour class. I will give you a certificate saying you've taken the class, and you will be given your concealed carry because you've already been given your premise permit or your long gun shotgun permit. Okay, if you have that, that entitles you, once you renew, to get your concealed carry, family. Call me and I could give you the skinny on all of the ins and outs as to what you need to do and what you and your family members need to have in place to get this done. This is easy work. I've been doing this 10 years and the family really, or the community, hasn't really gravitated to what it is I bring to the table. And I bring a wealth of information, because what I'm saying, and it's not patting myself on the back or any vain situation like that, is because an educated consumer is what we say is our best customer. If we got brothers and sisters that has a situation, we got legal people. My man was red flagged, and I don't know if the people in the community know what the red flag law is. That is, if you own a firearm, legally, cleaning, good to go. But you and your girl have a little disagreement, and sister girl calls the feds on you, the popo, and said that you threatened her. And she feels a particular way, and she informs them that you have a firearm. That means the red flag law clicks in. They're gonna arrest your ass on her word or his word, either way. They're gonna take all your firearms from you. They are going to place a protective order on you. And if you don't get that situation taken care of, you will never own a firearm and you can't get your firearms back. But Fitness, Fuel, and Fire has a legal team here. My man went through this a couple of weeks. I posted it up on the page. He has gotten it. I mean, I'm talking about in less than a month. My brother has his firearms returned to him. The state troopers have contacted him. He has to go and find an FFL, that's a gun store or a gun dealership. He has to find an FFL where he can have his firearms sent, and then he can have all of his firearms returned to him legally. We discussed this. Fitness, Fuel, and Fire is more than prepared to inform the community on what we need to do. And circling back to your question, black man, it's easy. We can get it done. We train children, okay? We train any profession. It's easy, brother. It is not as difficult as it may seem. And then there is a wonderful, how do you say, where you can get your concealed carry easier, legally now. I'm not talking about going through no shoreman. I'm talking about legally in the city. But there's a process first. I suggest you take my class, and I'll tell you what it is, brother. This is easy work. And I'm talking about above board, nothing under the table, no stereotypical behavior that they would expect someone in my position or our position to conduct ourselves. We're not doing that. I can help you, man. I can help you, sis. This is easy work, and I don't have a 3-4 month waiting list. Give Fitness, Fuel, and Fire a call. I can explain it to you. Again, I will provide you with a checklist that you will need to have in place. So if you have the things that they say that you need in place, there is no mystery. And if you're honest and I can help you, easy work. Fitness, Fuel, and Fire is what we do.
All right. I'll put your math at the bottom of the screen if that's okay.
Brother, anything that you've let's just do it with the community.
Okay. Well, brother, keep teaching. Tell us about, some of the first steps that our people need to run us through it like you did in Buffalo.
Sure. Okay, perfect. All right. The first step would be is just to get in contact with your brethren and to let me know what it is your goals are. Okay, it's almost like personal training. Some people just want to have a firearm. Some people say, I want to have a firearm because I would like to get into armed security and doing this, that, and the other thing. All right. So what I encourage is to find ways to create streams of income as a result of having a firearm. So the first step is 646-481-9787. That's 646-481-9787. Fitness, Fuel, and Fire. You give me a call. I'll be more than happy to entertain any of your questions, okay? That's the first step, okay? If you express sincere interest, I will provide you with the checklist after a conversation and a consultation. Then we're going to get you rolling because you have to take the class, okay? It is imperative. You cannot file, whether you got a good record or not in New York City, you cannot file for your gun permit just on a good record, never going to jail and never bopping nobody over the head and shit. You know what I mean? That you're not getting anything. You must show that you have taken a basic pistol class, which is an NRA, or they have a few other organizations that offers that the city takes. You have to have that. That's basic pistol. If you're going to do for your concealed carry, New York City requires you to take a 2-day class. This is facts. Call me. I'll give you the details. 16-hour class plus a 2-hour on-range class. All right. I do both. I provide the class and I provide the range trip. Easy work. Once you get this document, you're going to attach the documents when you upload your paperwork. Once you upload your documents, the city will get back to you in about a month or two. You're going to be required to come in and do your fingerprints. They'll do a background check on you. However, I do want to tell you, if you are applying, listen to me closely, community. If you're applying for your concealed carry, it's going to take you several months. Give me a call, apply to the class. I'm going to show you how we can kill two birds with one stone, and you are going to achieve a whole lot more than you ever thought was possible in obtaining your documentation as a firearm owner in New York City. It's easy work, and it's legal, and it's above board, and we have a legal team behind us that can explain any of the questions. What I also want to say to the community, a lot of times the brothers and sisters come to me and y'all guys ask me this: yo, I got a jacket, I killed the motherfucker, I can't help you. I can't help you. If you've done something in your past that is gun related, major drug related, that only makes the situation a lot more difficult, brother and sister. All right, we can help you. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. All right, and keep in mind, New York City does not expunge any felonies. When they seal your case in New York City, they say, yo, my case has been sealed, I'm good to go. No, you're not. A sealed case does not negate the fact that you have committed a crime, saying a felony, spent time in jail. They are going to find that, even though it's been sealed, when they do your background check and they do the NICS background check, they are going to find that. Okay, so we're going to be honest when we fill out our paperwork. We're going to be honest up front, because once they discovered you lied, you lose your money. They're going to deny you, and you're going to have to go all the way back to the beginning. Not to take the class, I'm just talking about the filing. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to tell the community. We have an intelligent conversation. We can get a great many things done. All right, especially for the sisterhood. All right, if you home, you have your babies, we do a class that we can train the class and show you how to be safe around the children. Okay, we encourage this. The sisterhood, you've been overlooked. Brother Ashante is here to tell you, listen to me. 646-481-9787. Holla at me. I want to talk to you. I want to have a fireside chat with you insofar as how you can put yourself in a position to protect yourself and your family, and you can win. All right, and you can become proficient. I don't encourage members of our community. I don't encourage you just get your firearm and you don't train. I don't encourage that. I don't encourage vanity. All right, vanity will get your ass killed, and somebody put a hole in your body and they'll be crying about you and snotting boogers and shit because you have failed to go to finish the race. You must finish. You have to get your paperwork in place. You have to be issued your firearm, okay? And then you have to become proficient. It's like your son when you encourage him to shoot those free throws, okay? It's your son when he's on the football field. It's your soccer. It's your daughter ballet. Anything you have to practice, you must become proficient. And it is very important in a life and death game called firearm ownership, talking about protecting your family, okay? Then there are laws that are governed by the fact that because you have a firearm doesn't necessarily mean you can put a hole in somebody. I had an interesting conversation with a brother the other day. He gave me a call and goes, yo, listen, brother, if I own my own firearm and there's a road rage situation and me and this brother gets back and forth, and unfortunately it's always with another brother, but be that as it may, listen to this. He goes and says, it was a road rage situation. We got into some words, but then I avoided the situation. Now he follows me home all the way to my house. I get to my house, he's on my lawn, and I shoot him. I said, your ass is going to jail. Okay? Ignorance of the law is not going to save you. And because you have anger management issues, your ass is going to be in trouble. Straight talk for straight results. Don't think because you're going to be in a position to have a firearm that you just think you can run around here willy-nilly and circumvent the law. They're going to put them Chanel bracelets on your ass. You're going to be sitting there having cheese and bologna, and you're going to be getting a public defender. So I encourage intelligence. It's like being a black belt, maturity, accountability, okay? Okay, we don't need to live up to the stereotypical behaviors that is expected of us as kings and queens, real warriors. Follow? So when I'm saying to you that with accountability, so in answering to my man, when I told him, if you had a road rage situation and a dude followed you home, he did not present a firearm, you killed him. He did not present a threat to you and you killed him. He was not inside your home and you shot him. You are going to jail. So we also discuss some of the responsibilities that go along with firearm ownership. So Fitness Fueling Fire is just not about sitting here putting a firearm in your hand and sending you out here empty of the mind. Okay, because one mistake, remember with firearms, there is no backseats. Unless your shit is right and proper, there is no backseats. One mistake. One accidental fire and hurting another person. Okay, so we discuss these things. And brother, we can have a broader conversation on some of the ramifications, and we can get deeper into some of the laws and some of the statutes that our brothers and sisters need to understand. And I also provide that when we do the classes. I also provide you with the statutes that you can go home, print up, and I give them in the class that you read so that you can have an understanding of what's up. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
My bad. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Brother Adam has a question here. You see on the screen, he asked, do you serve only New York City? I have a brother in Jersey as well.
No. The documentation is good in every state, and I'm a Maryland certified firearm instructor as well. So Maryland is a little different. But yes, the documentation that you will obtain from your brother is good in Jersey. I'll walk you through the whole process, give you the whole paperwork, the 9 and 10. Yes, sir, I can help.
Brother Ashante, what inspired you to get involved with this, educating our people and so forth on these issues?
The fact that I'm military, I always had interest in firearms, and I know, and then fuck that. Almost every time there was no brother in our circle that could take us to the gun range, that looked like us, that talked like us, that can identify with us. It was always a white person. Not that that was a problem, because I got all of my certifications through them and working with them. So that aside, what motivated me was, wanting to walk into a gun store and not understanding the math and the protocols that go along with that. We as a community walk into a gun store and it's like a bull in a china shop, hands behind our back and all that other dumb shit. Excuse me. No, we have every right and being able to go into questions. But again, now if you want to walk into a gun store, listen to me, community, and you see that beautiful Glock, which is not beautiful, okay? But if you see a Glock 19, and you know how we're not really educated, so we think that is what it is, but we'll go with that. Do you know if you don't have a government, you can't go in there and touch the firearm? This is basic knowledge, okay? But not everybody knows this. So you think you can go in, can I see that? Hell no, let me see your permit. You need a permit to handle a firearm. We will discuss that in the classes. We will show you the paperwork that you would need to file once your paperwork is submitted to get your firearm. Once the city contacts you, then they'll tell you can go ahead and buy your firearm. You'll get a document from them, all right? And we talk about that. I suggest you call me because I'll do what I do, what we call a total range experience. Not only do we do the class, but once we do the class, okay, then I'll take you to a gun store, show you the ammunition shells, show you the different calibers, show what different ammo is, meaning Target ammo is one thing. Personal defense ammo is something totally different. Those are hollow points and so on and so forth, okay? And we talk about that and we put that all together to make it plain for the community. And it was the fact, circling back again, brother, to answer your question, it was not having no one to explain this stuff to us, no one to show us, no one to want to put together just a range trip. Half the brothers go with other brothers, they don't even take their women. What kind of monkey business is that? How do you got a woman and you don't show her how to gun? Because most of us are doing dirty shit behind our women's back, and we don't want to arm a woman that you really serious or you think you serious with, because if she get mad at your ass, it might not work out really well for you. I advocate teaching our sisterhood because I want to give you this. If 3 people roll up on your ass and we subdue you, family is finished. Is your woman in a position and know where to go to get that firearm? She ain't scared. She's not afraid. She's learned up like you, brother. I totally advocate the training of the sisterhood and our children. Remember, yeah, in our ego state, okay, and that bravado thing we possess as brothers, we think, yeah, I got that. But if we put your monkey ass in a position where you can do nothing, and your wife and your kids go right along with your circumstance with being held down with your hands behind your back with a gun to the back of your head. So I suggest we protect the whole family. Train up the women. Show the sisters how to, if something happens and you're not home, most of the brothers is doing double shifts, 16, 18 out of 24 hours. Yeah, you're providing, but then where does the protection part kick in if you out of the house 16 to 17 and a half hours? Your home that you so pridefully got, I got my house, my family, yeah, 3 of us will roll up on that shit, kicking a door, and your children chilling in the room on their tablets, and your wife with her nails did is drinking wine. Yes, they have a home, but you have failed them because you didn't extend the protection net. You couldn't get home. If she called you, baby, we having a problem, you couldn't get home quick enough. And the very people you talk against won't get there quick enough. So we're talking total family protection here. We're reasoning out together because I'm not saying anything new. I'm just bringing a whole level of urgency to make you understand. New York City, we could get this done. I'm going to be putting together another firearm safety forum, Baba TV. I need you. I want you a part of this. I'm going to be talking to you. I'm doing another firearm safety forum in New York City and Harlem again. I'm going to be putting this together. I'm going to need you. We need to talk about this. We need to put some packages and things together where we can show that we can get our firearms in New York City. Let's talk about another thing. When you say firearms, most of y'all are thinking about sidearms. Y'all talking about putting your little gun on your hip and tucking it in your pants. But the most important piece is your long gun rifle permit. 2 things. 1, AR-15s is illegal in New York City. Though they say you need to chamber in 10 rounds, AR-15s on all levels are legal. Legal, absolutely legal. All you need is a long gun shotgun permit in New York, New York State, Westchester County, legal. When that COVID piece kicked in, your asses were standing on line 6 feet apart, scrambling to eat. People with rifles and long guns and gun permit and hunting licenses was going up in them goddamn mountains, shooting those deers, quartering their asses up and sharing it with their friends. They weren't standing on lines. And we need to be practical about this, family. All right, so this is not just having a gun to stick on your hip to talk about I got my concealed carry. What the hell is wrong with you people? Right? So Fitness Fuel and Fire is here. I am here to answer any questions that you may have to help you get to where you need to go insofar as this firearm ownership, insofar as understanding what it is that you need to be in a mental position. Remember, when you take this game up, you better be prepared. We talk about the proper insurance that you may need as a firearm owner. A lot of the gun people are not going to tell you that it's good to have like firearm gun owner insurance in case there's a situation. Okay, we talk about this, and our team provides information about this as well. Okay, so if you put a hole in someone's backside, you're going to need immediate legal representation. Okay, so you running out here, I got my gun permit now, I'm going to the range, girl, I just bought me this, that, and the other thing, but you pull a gun on somebody and you don't know that you cannot brandish your firearm, you will have a problem. So we discuss these things. All right, so Fitness, Fuel, and Fire is more than just a gun thing. We're a thinking institution, if we could say, and we want our people to be informed. We want our people to be able to make the best decisions. I look at firearm ownership and being able to carry a firearm. It's like being a 3rd or 4th degree black belt. The control, the discipline that a master must show in the age of ignorance. I can kill you easy, but then there's a consequence that comes from that. So then we need to understand that there's a discipline and a mindset that comes along with this. And if we can do that, we're in the best position to win. All right. So again, responsibility, accountability, community, that's very, very important. All right. Again, I appeal to the elders. I have a wonderful firearm program for the elders. A lot of them are military. A lot of our people have been here in the community. They're vulnerable too. I have a wonderful program for the elder community. All right. Even if it's just to bring them through the gun class, take them to the gun range. A lot of them don't want to own guns, but I still say they should be proficient in firearm operation. Got to check out my history, see my pages. My website, Fitness, Fuel, and Fire. Go to the YouTube channel, Fitness, Fuel, and Fire. See what we're doing. All right. We have what we call profession-specific firearm training. Profession-specific. You're a hairstylist, we do training for all hairstylists. You're a veterinarian, get your veterinarian crew together and we'll do a whole firearm classes for nothing but veterinarians. Are you a dental assistant? Why don't we put an email blast out and get about 12 or 13 other female or brothers and sisters, don't matter, dental assistants. I'll do a firearm class. I do firearm specific training classes for every profession: electricians, teachers, dancers, theater, you name it, it's your profession. If you get 10 to 12 people that do that and think like us, it will be my honor to put together a wonderful package for you. All right. And we'll have a wonderful class. And I guarantee you'll walk away changed. You walk away with a totally different perspective for this whole firearm understanding, because this is what we do. And this is what I love to do. So come on, people, give your brother a call. Sit down and dialogue with me, man. Pick my brain. All right. I do consultations. Right. I do all the consultations. I do all your paperwork. I will help you fill your application out from the beginning to the end. So that checklist that we talked about earlier in the conversation, once all of those things on that list is met, you're going to give me a call. We're going to register you online. We're going to show you how to pick out your firearm, what permit you are trying to get. Okay. And we're going to fill out that whole application together. That's a part of the service that Fitness, Fuel, and Fire offers. That's what we do.
All right, my brother. Yeah, I was just thinking when you were talking about with the elders, when you were in Buffalo, you was really going in on the severity in light of, because we were all there in light of what happened to our people with that white boy shot up, and many of them were elders. Now, just imagine if Auntie had a pistol in her breast. She had a permit for the gun now, and she came out her breast, and look, it might have been a whole different I hate to say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but if half of them elders in that store would have been armed and shot back, it might have been a different outcome.
Like I said, brother, down in Charlotte, when Dylan Roof rolled up in the church, you know, I have a saying. Our people are stuck on this Jesus thing, and I'm not being blasphemous. I need us to, you know, again, reason with me, please. Okay, so I'm not being disrespectful, and I don't mean to come off in any manner that will hurt. I'm just talking straight talk. A lot of times we only pray. When Dylan Roof rolled up in that church in Carolina, you was in the house of the Lord, and Jesus failed to show up. Jesus didn't show up for you, and he killed all y'all. Y'all forgave him, and then you went outside and you prayed. They don't pray for you. You have to put yourself in a position again to be in the position to win. And I want to say to you, I'm gonna do the research on this again, because sometimes I just let things. But I believe when we were in Buffalo, there was a brother who was security. I believe. I'm gonna do the research on him, but he only had a sidearm. And I believe the dude, you know, had on, you know, full body armor. We could talk about all of that, because I like what you said. If everybody in the store would have been armed, it might have been a different outcome. If our people are not trained, we're not ready for a situation like that. We got Jesus. Then I'm gonna send you a video of a conversation that I had with an elder king when Adam, you're funny. I want to send you, brother, a conversation that I had with an elder up there in Buffalo, when she told me that when that dude rolled up in the parking lot, right across is where the drug dealers were, and they were all armed. I'm going to send you the conversation where she said they didn't do nothing. I am going to send you that Buffalo conversation. When we finish this, I'm going to put it in your message, and I want you to hear what this elder mother, when you and I were up in Buffalo together, you hear what she said. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that this thing isn't for everyone. Brother Baruti talks about how the manhood and only the brotherhood and the warriorhood. This ain't for everybody. But we got harder sisters, real warriors. We need to train them up. Okay, and I say train up. I don't say train up specifically to only prepare to hurt anyone that looks like you. Another part of the conversation, largely, I gotta say this, I have to say this. A lot of the conversations from the classes that I have is they are only prepared to, or the conversations is based on being prepared to hurt someone look like you. And then they say, well, more than likely, I ain't gonna run into no Caucasian, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like that. It may be a sad reality, but I don't necessarily like that. You know what I mean? So, and when I talk, I'm like, you know, trying to divert the mindset about ways you can use your firearm, not only to protect your family, but again, to create sources of income where you can be empowered. You know, and one thing I'll share with your audience, with the new marijuana situation, I'm using my gun permit to get my security company to do armed security for some of these marijuana spots. So I'm trying to create streams of income by being a firearm owner. constructively and how you can utilize it. That's just one thing, how you can utilize this. You know what I mean? And so we're gonna make that work. I'm telling you, and buy one and trade in those Xboxes too, brother Adam. Trade in your Xbox, melt it down. But this is what I'm trying to say. So again, for the sisterhood and any of the sisters, please feel free to give me a call. Your brother's gonna take good care of you. I'm not trying to find a wife, and I ain't trying to just be disrespectful. You know how some of the brothers come across, and one way, I'm just here to let you get what you need to have to save your life. And I need to create this income so that I can put myself in a position and ourselves in a position to be able to train on a level in which would be good for everyone.
All right, my brother. Well, let's make this work. Let's stay together. And if you don't have any last words to take our people out of here, I'm out of questions. You were very, I think, concise with the teaching and what your intentions are and your desires. And it's always good to see and hear from our brother Ashante. We always want to continue to hear from him on Baba TV. This is a very important message that he has to bring to us today. Take us on out of here, brother.
Oh man, first of all, brother Nat, I want to say thank you for just being consistent. And I'm talking about over the years, from little sister doing her poetry to where we are at this moment. I want to say thank you, beloved. And I want to send you a spiritual hug, King. And I mean that from the highest spiritual place that I can send it out. I just want to say the words that I say are sincere. I need your listeners. I need your listeners to take full advantage of what it is I bring to you. This ain't for me. I got my shit. But we can get you what you need. All right? No more hemming and hawing. No more playing around. No more putting this off. Okay, if you have been thinking about this, then here is the universe now through Baba TV talking directly to you. Okay, the spirit in the universe is talking to you, telling you, I was talking to my girl, I was talking to so and so. Well, here is the answer from the universe. Okay, give brother Ashante a call. I can help you get what you need. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'm here for you, family. And all I got to say is just thank you for the time that you've given me, King, for allowing me to address your audience. But I do want to come back, brother, where we can expand this conversation from a legal perspective and how we can have other members join in, because we want to talk about how we can really get this done. We could really get this done. It's easy. It's easy. And I want to reiterate one more time before I go. Family, do not be deterred. If your record is clean, you don't have a violent felony, you are not, and I'm saying you are one who has been had a case of domestic violence brought against you, you're not getting anything if you got those two things. But if we good and we got paperwork, man, give me a call. Take advantage of my knowledge. I desire to share it with the community. Please, I'm just as fruit, full of nectar. Squeeze me, metaphorically speaking. Squeeze me. I got that nectar for you. Fitness, fuel, and fire. Brother Ashante, straight love, man.
All right, family. And on that note, we out. Peace and love.